Boy Part 2 to the end, bar 8 through 18. We left off coming into the second part with this ending phrase on bar 8. And the pickup. Just quickly, I wanted to say that the A in bar 8, remember it's a half note, so that little run should all have that A ringing over those two beats as much as it can. And then by the time you get the F sharp, it's a rest. So all that stuff dies and you go into the A and the A in bar 9. Here you're going to need to bar all the way across. Really, it's the best way of doing it, which of course it's marked as a half bar. You need to get the E, the A, the hammer-on, and the C sharp, and then the G sharp after. So then you can let go to get those two. So you want to get that little pattern. After you do your run, that's enough to start with, to do that stitching together of muscle memory. And trying to make it sound musical. I know a little bit sloppy with the mini syncopations and stuff, you know. You might want to be a little more positive instead of, I did that too much. Then you add the next phrase. A nice place to work to is the resolving A. Don't overdo the physical work on this hammer-on. Once you get it, move on. You've landed on the A and the A. You grab the bar, hammer on, C sharp, G sharp, let go, and that little open harmony, the run, bar 10, A and A, C sharp, A, open D, third finger on the C sharp. That's a really nice easy run. Now this is a little tricky for me, you might find it easier. The next run, you use your pinky on the G sharp, because after you've gone, you want to get an F sharp and the A together. And this is, to me, a little bit, I've got a dodgy wrist, so it's the same idea as this, but now you've got this. So the F sharp and the A, C sharp, hammer on. It may be a little easier if you do almost a full bar. If you find that easier, try it. And again, after that little phrase, a gift, yeah? This is still ringing because it's 2 beats, but this stops. It's easy to stop it. Right, open, then D sharp, sorry, with your first finger. Nice resolution. And then this is again another gift. You don't have to do that just to have it. It's probably nicer without it. Now here's the important bit here. You got to follow this fingering of first finger D string A, the D7, the A on that D fret 7, and then your third finger on the G natural, because what you're going to form is this shape. That's important. That sets you up then with that third finger to get that second finger there. So then you're going to grab the next shift into the 5th position, basically, with the D, the F sharp, and the B. So you get that. There's nice little swinging off of that position that way. So what that is the D, the F sharp, and the B, down to the A. Then the D note, G7, and you're already set up with a triad. So it's just one of those D triads. So you've come out of this. Again, I won't do that slide, sorry. At this point, it says second finger in the score, but to me, it's one of those situations where I can get that note easier by leaving the common finger on the string. So you have a common finger if you do this. You're coming from the D triad. I'm suggesting this because you can get that to ring if you do it right. So you got this E. I'm saying finger 3 instead of 2. Pinky for the C sharp. Then you got that shape of a bar at the second position, and you move your first finger down with it. So you're trying to get this kind of sound. You want them to ring into each other. Do it enough times, just start to get it right. By the time I've done all these videos, I'll be able to play this. Now this is where you get your sort of hold, your pause, your fermata. You know, do it as long as you want to, and then come out of it. You got a G sharp, a single note run, A7 type chord. Shift your fingering around to get the B with the first finger, so you can grab the second finger A and reach for the E and the F sharp. Nice minor sort of 9 sound and nice major 9 sound. So you get this A7 sort of shape. First finger B, second finger A, pinky G sharp, F sharp, and G sharp to the run to the A. So that whole little run thing is going from here. Try and get the rest right before and come in the offbeat, which is suggested because really you're still very rubato in this sort of whole thing. Now this is just, you know, I think, well, why play the A with that? But it makes sense to do the fourth finger, B, bar, open, C sharp. So this is just an inversion of an A chord. The open E. It's quite a simple run when you get the idea of it. The score says that you first finger, second finger, separate your posture and grab the two like that. I kind of prefer a bar. Like I did in the segment a second ago. Now the thing that I got wrong, this is a D chord. And when I read through it and did the first video, I made an A chord, but it's a D chord with an E on the bottom. So I would say this posture, those two or those two. But make sure it's a D chord with a low E on the bottom. And then this, the fifth, the A, the root and fifth again. So you got root, root, fifth, and the C sharp on top. So we've got this, what some people would call a power chord, and we're adding the C sharp, that makes it major. So if you had a C sharp on top, and we got the A in the bottom, so we've basically got the octave root. And the way you can do this is if you practice doing an arpeggio, P-I-M-A, and then you practice putting that chord back. I just moved to this A here just so I could have something to use my fingers with. But then you got to skip the B string, get that to C sharp, and you want your P-I-M-A to skip the B string. You can do it slowly, you can do it a little faster, a little louder, a little brittle. Get control of it that way. Now the other way, if you find that difficult, is to do P, 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 and then the B string you're trying to mute anyway, and you could rest on it, but then flick that high E string, the C sharp, with a finger, so you get this sort of rake and a flick. Again, you can do it quickly or slowly, quietly, so you can get a nice, decide how you want to do it. The other way is to just try and keep the meter of the biddly bip sort of sound, you know, that sort of, but just strum it in such a way that it sounds, whoops, with just your thumb. There's a couple of good ones. So that you can get that chord at the end. But as long as you know, whatever method you use, as long as you make it sound intentional and try to just keep an even meter to it, doesn't have to be that fast. It's just looking at the various methods that you can get a consistent, nice ending once you've got all the way through that nice piece like that. I hope that helps a bit to figure out how to skip that B string. You just try to make it as musical as possible, so when you get to these places where you got things like the C sharp and the E, it's about snapping those harmonies, getting those two to ring together on each pair with the resolving melody. Again, that sort of, you avoid the, you want that less of a MIDI sound. So, get the shapes and tie them together. The timing and the flow of it, I think, is very interpretive. If you make it sound musical and nice, you want to show that expressiveness or understanding of expressiveness in your music, that's all. I hope this helps. It's really all about memorizing and getting the fingering right for this kind of stuff and getting the dynamics. It doesn't have to be a strict tempo. Just try to make the notes ring for the values that's on the score. Any fingering you use that is logical, that creates a musical atmosphere and makes your audience feel safe, is a fair fingering. So you don't have to strictly stick to the score or anything I say. Just find your path and stick to it so that you can make it feel comfortable so it sounds comfortable. Good luck. Happy playing.